War Thunder has some default settings that make your games laggy and a lot harder to spot enemies. That's why I will show you the 6 most important settings that made my games a lot better. Let's start with the most impactful setting of them all, which is graphics. You hit escape and you go to options. In options you go to graphics and you slowly scroll down until you see quality, and here you see quality, which I have set to custom. Here you can adjust the different settings for each individual things like shadow quality, water quality and so on, but Gaijin has already pre-selected some of these into their graphics quality, which you want to set to minimum. You click yes. Now you need to restart your game. Now I've restarted the game, and when you click OK, resume, your game looks like this. It's like if Gaijin had only 6 employees. I'm now showing you an image of before and after when I wasn't recording. When I wasn't recording and I had the minimum setting with the video card support turned off, my FPS were 35. And when I turned it on, the old video card support, my FPS were 68. So I get double the amount of frames when I have this setting turned on, and it makes sense. You can see there aren't many details. Another thing is that my ping, or in other words the amount of times my games were lagging, was reduced by half. And the most important advantage, there are no shadows. Again, here is a comparison when I have this setting turned off and when I have this setting turned on. You can see that there are no shadows. If your computer or your device you are playing on can play the game without having this setting turned on, then you should keep it off. But if you literally can't play the game without this setting, that you need to have it turned on, or you are someone who wants every single advantage in the game, then keep this setting turned on. Sound is very important in this game. So if you click escape, you go to options, you click sound, and you see volume here. What you want to do is turn music to 0, music again to 0, SFX volume to 0, other players' engines you want to crank this up to 100, my engine volume you want to set this to the lowest possible, which is 27, gunfire volume to the lowest possible, radio chat volume to the lowest possible, speech to the lowest possible, voice warning lowest possible, RWR to the lowest, and this volume to 0. What you have on 100% is other players' engines and volume. You can hear the engine, but if I turn all the settings back to default, I go to options, sound, and I turn this back, let's say to 100. You can see how hard, there is a difference. It's pretty hard to actually close, resume. You hear sound, you can't really hear the engine that much. Let me fire. You can hear that the sound of this engine is like non-existent. That's why you should go again to options, sound, and turn everything to 0 except for volume and other players' engine, which should be on 100. This will make it so much easier to hear enemies when they go past you, and it will be a lot easier to actually distinguish instead of my engine hearing others. The next thing you want to turn off is go escape, options, and you go to common battle settings and join already active battles. You want to turn it off. The reason why is if you join in a game and it already started, a lot of players would already be playing and be far ahead, so it will be really hard to get into a good position from which you could shoot enemies. And this is a must turn off setting, because again, no matter if you have the old video graphics card support turned on or off, you don't want to join already active battles. It is a lot harder to actually perform well in the game. So most players have this setting turned off, and I tried playing with on and off, and really you should have it turned off. It makes less frustration from enemies being a lot closer than you genuinely think. There's like no way they can be so close, but because you join later the game, it is a lot harder. Another setting that we have here in common battle setting is camera shake. It is on default set to 100. If I go close and resume, and let's say I will shoot this rock, and look on the screen how it shakes. It shaked a little bit. But if I go to options, I go to common battle settings, and I turn this completely off. I resume. I need to wait after it reloads. And you saw how it shaked. And now I will shoot one more time. You see, nearly no shake at all. And this is based on preferences, but again, if you want to increase your performance, reduce lag or anything, it's a lot easier to have this setting turned off because it's an additional distraction. When you shoot, you want to have it stable, and again, it will help you. Like, if you want the graphics, it's always how much quality are you willing to sacrifice for performance. So if you can see, I can shoot and I don't move at all. So the camera shake is an additional feature that does literally nothing. It just makes your game a bit more like movement you add there. I recommend turning this setting off, but it's based on different players' preferences. Another thing, look on the bottom right corner, you can see my map. But it can hurt your eyes in the long run if you play War Thunder for a couple of months or even years. That's why you want to hit escape, options, and you write map, M-A-P, tactical map scale, and you turn this to the maximum, which is 133%. You click close, resume, and now you can see it's a lot bigger, and this will help your eyes a lot. It really will, because now it's a lot easier to actually see what's happening on the minimap. It is a lot easier just to spot without clicking M button to see your map, and it just is easier. If instead I go to options, again I will write map, M-A-P, and I turn this off like to the lowest possible, resume, you can see how hard it is to spot. Like, you will still have the full minimap, but your eyes will hurt a lot. And yes, you can say, but what if an enemy is hiding on the bottom right corner of my screen? Well, in most cases it won't happen. For me, I play War Thunder for a couple of years now, and it never happened to me. So you can see, and you can always like turn around a bit. It's not like you should always look one direction, never look around yourself. So that's why, again, options, here you write map, M-A-P, and you turn this to the max possible. Your eyes will thank you for having 133% map scale. And the last setting, which is surprisingly incredibly useful, I was surprised that I didn't have this setting turned on, is hit escape, options, and here you type HIT. Here you see hit indicator fade time. This means when someone hits you, you will see from what direction they hit you, and you will see it for 2 seconds, which is default. What you want to do is set this to the max, which is 10 seconds, close, resume. Unfortunately, I can't show it, but it shows the direction. So when someone would shoot me, let's say shoot me, and I'm looking, okay, from that direction, and now it faded away, and I don't know where. So I can go to binoculars, and I don't know, but when you have this setting turned to 10, you will see, okay, no one there, no one there. Oh, there's the enemy. I have still 10 seconds, I can see it. And this is a very important setting. So again, the most impactful setting is the graphics. If your game can run without having this setting turned on, please keep it off. Your game won't look like if Gaijin had only 9 employees. But if you literally can't play the game, then it's good to turn this on. Or if you are someone who literally wants every single advantage in the game, then okay, you can turn it on, but your game will look terrible. So these are the 6 settings that helped me the most when I played War Thunder, and I wish someone told me that when I was starting. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned, my friends.